What up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your guy, Something. Hit the keys. Here today to do a quick review and demonstration over Retro Cazio by Sample Science. Retro Cazio is definitely the retro plugin I never knew I needed in my life. I'm still not sure if I need it in my life, but I definitely used it. This plugin is sampled from an old Casio keyboard from the 80s, so from like 1983, from the MT100. Make sure if you guys like this content though, you drop a whole elbow on that like button, hit subscribe and that notification bell so every time we bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. But let's go ahead and get right into this review. Sumnsumnsumn, hit the key. All right, guys, so when you open up the plugin, it is going to look like this. So it looks like everything else that Sample Science puts out. It's got the basic controls. So it's got your LFO, def, and rate. It's got your low and your high pass over here. It's got your controls for your LFO right here. So you have triangles, sine, saw, square, exponent. It's got your LFO target, so you can go pitch, expression, pan, or none. It's got your LFO source, so your mod wheel, your aftertouch, and your velocity. Over here, you have your filter type, so you have your low pass and your high pass. Voice mode, you have poly, mono, legato, and then you also have velocity curve that you can control over here. You have panning, you have volume, you have reverb, and then you have a cutoff down here. Over here, you have your ADSR. You have a preamp and you have a glide, and the glide does work. With this plugin, in order to install it, it does not have an auto installer. So you will have to drag your DLL file into wherever you keep your VST plugins, whether it's in your Steinberg folder or your VST plugin folder, wherever you keep your plugins at, just drop it in there and scan for it in your DAW. I made a little sample beat as always. The beat's definitely not mixed down. All the sounds are raw, so there's no effects on any of the sounds that I used. As you can see here, I used Retro Cazio for 5 different melodic pieces. So let's go. All right, guys, so that's the sample little beat that I put together for you, straight retro. This plugin, I can't stress enough, is great for anything like synthwave, chill wave, lo-fi. I mean, really, you could probably use it in anything. You can use it in hyperpop, anything that's super synth heavy. So let's go ahead and check out some of these sounds. These sounds, I'm not even gonna hold y'all, are hella gnarly because it's coming from a Casio, which was a toy keyboard. But again, you can use a lot of this stuff for just different things. So let's go ahead and pull Retro Cazio back up. Boom, bam, we have that up. And we're just going to start right off here with this organ. One thing I will say about this plugin is when you do download the plugin, I hate where everything registers. So if you see here, so in order to get your notes to play like you would normally play, you're going to have to go up an octave or two. So this is what the organ sounds like. So it's hell of aggressive. Another thing that I got to make sure that I showed you guys is that I noticed when I was first playing this, sometimes it was like crackling a little bit with the sound. But once I turned the preamp down, it took rid of that. It took that crackling right out of there. So it wasn't a problem. So you see how I'm all the way up here in D7s. If I was to drop it down an octave or two, it's going to sound like this. So I just wanted to make sure that I did mention that so that when you do download the plugin that you know what you're starting with. So let's go ahead and pull this back up. We're going to mess with some of the effects real quick. So with some of the effects, I'm just going to go through the LFO, depth, and rate, the reverb, and the cutoff, because you can make a lot of these sounds actually sound pretty decent before you throw any outside effects on them. So that's definitely usable once you start messing with it. And that's the way a lot of these sounds are. Some of them just don't sound usable until you start putting effects and stuff on there, but you can definitely get some synth wavy sounds out of this plugin. So that's the flute. The flute doesn't sound bad. Let's go ahead and take it up an octave so you can hear it. All right, so let's go ahead and check out this trumpet. This trumpet is another one of those sounds that's straight garbage right off the jump street, but once you start messing with it, you can use it, you know? So again, it's usable once you start messing with the effects and kind of, you know, customizing it for your sound. That would sound fire with some delay on it and some other effects as well. Let's go ahead and go to the next sound. So we got this oboe. All right, so let's go to the next sound. So again, you're not going to tell me you can't use that for lo-fi or if it's not usable. Here's another sound. Bro, that sounds so terrible, but I definitely used it in the beat. But again, this is an old school 1983 Casio, so definitely you can make it work. So here's one they call this one funny. So then they also have this one called Cosmic Tone. It's pretty dope as well. With this one, if you put it on legato, you turn the glide up, it's pretty cool. So I actually used that one in this beat at the beginning, if you guys don't remember. And then last but not least, they also have a drum kit here. And this is pretty dope because, you get an old school drum. So, you can turn up the level of this. It sounds like a straight Casio drum. So that's basically the plugin for you guys in a nutshell. I know that this plugin is definitely not for everybody. I get that, but for a huge portion of people who are out there making synthwave beats or looking for that vintage sound or that retro sound, this is a free plugin that you can experiment with. They also have that Deep Jupiter plugin that they came out that they emulated a Juno with, and it's got a bunch of different basses that you can blend with this, and you can use them both together. So you can get your bass sound for your retro beats, or you can find another plugin as well. But again, this is free. Head on over to Sample Science, download it now. Make sure if you guys like this content though, you drop a whole elbow on that like button, hit subscribe and that notification bell, so every time we bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. Appreciate you guys' time as always, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
All right, guys and gals, thanks for watching the video. Make sure you hit the subscribe and like button. Make sure you hit that notification bell so every time a new video comes out, you can be the first to know. Let me know what tutorials you want to see next in the comments, and see you next time.
Sum, hit the key.